Good evening, this is SDSA English News Edition, and you're watching with me, Kim Kongsai. First, the headlines. KSO Star Hills condemns SDSA's unruly actions, called for responsible student leadership. Kuki-Zo Council holds leadership consultations on political roadmap. MLA Pauline Lalhokip condemns justifications of looted arms in Manipur. Only Congress can give Manipur farm government, says ex-CM Ibobi Singh. News in detail. The KSO Star Hills has strongly denounced the disruptive and misleading actions of the Senapati District Students Association's SDSA, which allegedly obstructed and fixed Arun Kipgain, spokespersons of the United People's Front UPF, during his routine travel for a scheduled meeting with the Director General of Assam Rifles. The incident, which has sparked unnecessary controversy, is being misrepresented by SDSA leaders to stoke tensions. The KSO has clarified that the meeting in question was a routine engagement between the Government of India and the suspensions of operations groups as part of ongoing peace negotiations. Contrary to false claims, there was no escort of militants, as confirmed by Assam Rifles and UPF officials. KSO Star Hills has questioned the SDSA's motives in interfering in a political dialogue that does not concern student welfare. The statement highlights the double standards in such actions, pointing out that similar engagements involving NSC and IM leaders such as Muiba and Simray were never met with such hostility, even when they move under heavy security with arms. If SDSA is truly concerned about security forces engaging with armed groups, why was there no outrage when NSC and IM leaders were escorted with full security? The statement read. The KSO has called on the SDSA to refrain from inciting unnecessary tensions and instead focus on student issues rather than political interference. The statement warns that such actions serve only to intensify divisions and disrupt the fragile peace in Manipur. KSO Star Hills urges the public to see through SDSA's divisive tactics and calls for peace, constructive dialogue, and responsible leadership among student bodies. The Kuki-Zo Council KHSC organized a crucial gathering, Kuki-Zo Leaders Consultations on Political Roadmap, at the VTI Auditorium in Rankai, commencing at 11 a.m. today. Tangzamang Zo, President of the United Joe Organizations, UJO, and Secretary of the KHSC, moderated the program alongside Lin Mati, President of the Mati Tribe Union and Joint Secretary of the KHSC. Keynote speakers included Richard Tangsing, General Secretary of the Simti Tribe Union and Joint Secretary of the KHSC, and Francis Songati, Advisor of the Mar Impui Tuitapai region, Reverend H.P. Runram Tang, Evangelist at Large, ICI, delivered the invocations, while Helian Tang Tanglet, President of the VPC and Chairman of the KHSC, presented the keynote address. The KHSC Chairman presented a declaration, followed by a report from Reverend Dr. V.L. Ngaktang, General Secretary Admin of the KHSC. The program also featured a floor discussions moderated by the program moderators and included with a closing remark from Reverend J.F. Laropuya, Senior Executive Secretary of the Manipur Synod. These leadership consultations is part of the KHSC's ongoing efforts to address the community's concerns and aspirations, particularly in the context of the current situations in Manipur. In response to Manipur Governor Ajay Kumar Bhala's appeal for the return of looted arms within 7 days, Kuki MLA Pauline Lalhokip took to social media to strongly denounce any justifications for keeping the stolen weapons. Haokip, an MLA from the Kuki community in the Manipur Legislative Assembly, posted a firm statement saying that the narratives that tries to justify looting of state armories, Hill or Valley, is just plain wrong. Wrong is wrong, even if the majority supports. After the imposition of President's rules in Manipur and Governor Bhala's ultimatum for the return of arms, some weapons have been surrendered. However, many individuals and groups remain reluctant to comply, citing fears over personal security. Hawkip's statement is seen as a rare and bold step, emphasizing the need for law and order beyond community narratives. His words reflect a call for accountability from all sides, challenging the justifications met for withholding looted arms. Only Congress will be able to give a firm government to Manipur and ensure peace, former CM Ibobi Singh claimed on Monday. Addressing a gathering in Condemnms in Imphal West District, Singh said that despite having over 50 MLAs in the 60-member assembly, the BJP and its allies are unable to ensure peace and harmony in the state. Only the Congress can bring a firm government in India and Manipur. It is necessary for all to work to strengthen the Congress. Only when the Congress government is formed, there will be peace in Manipur, he said. Despite having a clear majority of more than 50 MLAs, including those of their allies, the BJP is unable to govern the state with peace and harmony. This is in spite of the fact that there is the Narendra Modi-led government at the center. They are watching the conflict in the state as mere spectators, he alleged. Saying the leader of the Congress legislature party said the PM has not spoken a word on the ethnic conflict but visited the neighboring states, says a party has systematically manipulated the constitutions and the ideals of Bapu, he said. Despite the resignations of Ambiran Singh as chief minister, the BJP can still form a government as they have an absolute majority. But they haven't, and this is robbing us of the rights guaranteed by the constitutions. He claims, saying that though India is known across the world for its democratic system, what is happening in the state is in total contradiction. If the BJP had achieved absolute majority in the parliament, they would have changed the constitution itself, he alleged. The integrity and credibility of the ongoing high school leaving certificate exams conducted by the Board of Secondary Education's Manipur have been seriously called into questions after the questions paper of the social science subject appeared 30 minutes ahead of the commencement of the exams in some social messaging groups. The matter was highlighted to the media by the General Secretary of the Democratic Students Alliance Manipur DESAM during a press briefing in Imphal on Tuesday. And the student body demanded an inquiry and for the conducting authority to establish a committee with approval from Manipur's Chief Secretary PK Singh. According to the student body, the said questions appeared in two social messaging groups named All is Gold and another Inter-Football Geography, raising concerns about the credibility of those officials in charge of some respective schools for the free and fair conduct of the exam. Mention may be made that the annual HSLC exam conducted by the Board of Secondary Education's Manipur began on the 19th of this month and will conclude on the 7th of March, with a total of 37,052 students appearing for the HSLC exams 2025 at 155 centers, 93 in the Valley districts and 62 in the Hill districts. In a pre-dawn crackdown today to maintain law and order, Thobal District Police seized an unregistered gypsy and dismantled suspicious bunkers during a house-to-house search operations at Langatel Mamang Laikai. Led by Suraj Singh, additional SP LNO, under the supervision of SP Thobal DRS Ibomja Singh, the operations involved teams from 1 Battalion BSF, KJ and PS, including women constables and other law enforcement officials. During the raid, a gypsy without a number plate and valid documents was confiscated from one household, where officers also found a strip of cloth resembling a gun sling. Meanwhile, in Tingay Laikai, 2 sentry posts or bunkers made of cement bags were discovered at the farm, along with abandoned blankets, pillows, and medicines, raising further suspicion. The seized vehicle and recovered items have been taken to the police stations for investigations, while the bunkers were dismantled on the spot. The search operations, which began at 5:45 a.m., concluded by 7:08 a.m. Authorities continue to maintain vigilance in the region as part of ongoing security measures. In a series of coordinated operations, security forces in Manipur successfully apprehended 2 militants and seized a cache of arms, ammunition, and explosives from different locations across the state. Acting on intelligence inputs, a joint team of Assam Rifles and Manipur Police launched a search operations on February 22 in New Gaitelmambi T junctions and Pastor and Patsoy areas of Imphal West District. During the operations, 2 individuals were detained, who later admitted to being cadres of the proscribed group UNLF. In another operations, based on specific inputs, the Indian Army, in collaborations with CRPF and Manipur Police, conducted a search in the Langsa area of Churchampur district. Security personnel recovered a .303 rifle, a single-barrel rifle, 2 country-made single-barrel rifles, and 81mm mortar country-made, 3 improvised explosive devices (IEDs), and a stockpile of ammunition and warlike stores. The apprehended individuals and the seized weapons have been handed over to the Manipur Police for further investigations. Security forces continue to maintain a heightened vigilance in the region to prevent any untoward incidents. In a dramatic twist to Manipur's already volatile political landscape, the much-anticipated meeting of BJP's state legislature scheduled for February 24 has been postponed until further notice. Originally set to take place at the residence of Patsoy MLA Sabam Kunjaswar Keba, the gathering was expected to address the current political crisis in the wake of Chief Minister Biren Singh's resignations and the imposition of President's rule. A number of key BJP MLAs were reported to be unavailable, with some out of stations due to medical reasons and others caught up in unavoidable personal matters. This sudden postponement has only added to the air of uncertainty that continues to surround the state's leadership. The resignations of Biren Singh has left Manipur in a state of suspended animations under the grip of President's rule, as speculations mount about who might take the reins next. As the BJP remains in limbo, whispers of potential candidates vying for the chief minister post are circulating. Figures such as D.A. Biswajit, Y. Kemchan, D.A. Satyabarta, D.A. Sradeswam, and K. Govindas, among others, have been named as potential contenders, though nothing has been officially confirmed. With no clear directions from the BJP leadership and the state still under the central control, the question remains who will step forward to lead Manipur out of this political quagmire. Until the postponed meeting is rescheduled, the state's political future hangs in the balance. With Mizoram recording the highest HIV prevalence rate in India at 2.73%, State Health Minister Laurimpui on Monday described the situation as a cause for concern and called for stronger actions from legislators to tackle the epidemic. Addressing a meeting of the Mizoram Legislative Forums on AIDS, a high-level committee of legislators tasked with responding to HIV or AIDS, the minister said Mizoram's infection rate was far higher than the national average of 0.2%, necessitating urgent measures. At the meeting held at the INPR conference hall in Aizawl, Mizoram State AIDS Control Society Project Director Zant Aralte presented an overview of the state's HIV scenario. She said as of January 2025, a total of 32,287 people in Mizoram had tested positive for HIV, with 5,511 recorded deaths. Between April 2024 and January 2025 alone, 1,769 new cases have been detected. Ralte said 67% of the new infections recorded during this period were caused by unprotected sex, while 30.44% resulted from the sharing of unsterilized syringe. Despite the severity of the crisis, Mizoram has started to see some positive trends, with a decline in new infections and reductions of HIV-related deaths. During discussions with MLAs and MSHES officials, Larimpu stressed the importance of regular blood testing and strict adherence to ART medications to maintain good health. She also called for the effective utilizations of drop-in centers to support people living with HIV. The legislators, affirming their commitment to strengthening the fight against HIV, agreed to allocate Rs 50,000 each from their MLA area development funds for 2024 to 2025. The amount will be handed over to MSHES to ensure that HIV-positive individuals can access uninterrupted ART treatment. Residents of Imphal West voluntarily surrendered a large cache of weapons at Singzamay police stations on February 24. The arsenal included an SMC carbine with a magazine, a double-barrel gun, a country-made rifle with a magazine, a .32 pistol, 3.36 HE hand grenades, an LMG magazine, an incest magazine, 3 rounds of AK ammunition, 4 stun grenades, 4-tier smoke grenades, 5-tier smoke cells, and a Patka helmet. In a similar event, locals in Churchampur and Imphal West districts also turned in arms and ammunition. At Churchampur police station, surrendered weapons included an SLR 7.62 mm rifle with a magazine and 3.303 rifles with magazines. Meanwhile, security forces intensified search operations across the hill and valley districts, focusing on vulnerable regions. During a raid at Lerong Tel Pitra foothills in Tobal district, authorities recovered an SLR rifle, 4 SLR magazines, 105 rounds of AK ammunition, 142 rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition, 3 rounds of 5.56 mm ammunition, and 2 rounds of .303 ammunition. Further operations in the fringe areas of Gamgipai, located along the Kangpokpi and Imphal West district borders, led to the recovery of Pumpi gun cannon under the jurisdictions of Saparamena police stations, Kangpokpi district. These voluntary surrenders and security crackdowns are part of ongoing efforts to curb the presence of illegal weapons and enhance stability in the region. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, addressing the Advantage Assam 2.0 Investment and Infrastructure Summit in Guwahati, emphasized the significant strides made in Assam's development over the past decade. He highlighted the resolutions of long-standing border disputes and the signing of multiple peace accords, fostering stability and progress in the region. PM Modi lauded the relentless efforts of Assam citizens, particularly its youth, in driving economic and infrastructural growth. He reaffirmed the government's commitment to improving the ease of doing business by establishing a comprehensive ecosystem to support industry and innovation. The Prime Minister underscored the government's massive investment in national infrastructure, stating that the synergy between institutional reforms, industrial growth, infrastructure development, and innovations is propelling India's progress. He commended Assam's ambitious goal of achieving a $150 billion economy by 2030 and expressed confidence in the state's ability to meet this target, attributing it to the talent and dedications of its people. Six people were killed and 2 others were injured in high-speed collisions between a jeep and a bus in Madhya Pradesh, Jabalpur district. The incident occurred near Pafriha village within the Kuki-Zo police station's area. According to Jabalpur collector Deepak Sehzina, the Karnataka registered jeep was returning from Prayagraj in Uttar Pradesh when the driver lost control of the vehicle. The jeep initially hit a tree on the road divider, before crossing over to the other side of the highway and colliding with a bus coming from the opposite direction. A chilling case of mass murder unfolded in Kerala's Thiruvananthapuram on Monday when a 23-year-old man walked into a police station and claimed to have killed 6 people, including his mother, teenage brother, and girlfriend. Police have so far confirmed 5 deaths. The murder took place at 3 different locations over a few hours on Monday evening. It came to light after the accused often surrendered at the police stations and narrated the sequence of events. Police confirmed the deaths of the accused 13-year-old brother, Hassan, grandmother, Salma Bevi, paternal uncle, Latif Sahiha, and his girlfriend, Farshana. Afan's mother is in critical conditions and is undergoing treatment at the Medical College Hospital in Thiruvananthapuram. The accused also confirmed to police that he had consumed poison. Following this, he was taken to the Medical College Hospital for treatment. Police are yet to determine the motive behind the killings and have launched a detailed investigations into the mass murder. Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on Monday, February 24, proposed an all-for-all swap of prisoners of war with Russia to mark the start of the peace process. His proposal came on the day of the 3rd anniversary of Russia-Ukraine war imposed by Russia's Vladimir Putin in 2022. While addressing a summit to Kyiv to mark the invasion's anniversary, Zelensky said Russia must release all prisoners and Ukraine was also willing to do the same. Russia must release Ukrainians. Ukraine is ready to exchange all for all, and this is a fair way to start, Zelensky was quoted as saying by news agency AFP. And the Ukrainian leader also hoped that the 3-year-old war with Russia would end this year. Responding to a reporter's questions, Ukraine President Zelensky said he hopes to finish war this year. The sentiment was echoed by Canada PM Justin Trudeau. He said Canada will continue to support Kyiv until the war ends and Ukraine wins. It is very much my hope that this war won't last another year, he told a televised press conference. Zelensky also said that this year should be the beginning of a real and lasting peace in Ukraine. Meanwhile, speaking in Turkey's Ankara, Russia Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Monday Russia will only agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine if negotiations yield a sustainable result that meets its leadership demands. His statement comes as the White House suggested a peace deal with Russia could be reached this week. The President, Vladimir Putin, has clearly said that we are ready to negotiate with Ukraine, with Europe, and with any representatives who, in a spirit of goodwill, would like to help achieve peace, Lavrov claimed. But we will cease hostilities only when these negotiations produce a firm, sustainable result that suits the Russian Federation. Of course, the realities on the ground must be considered, Lavrov added. In a related development, a senior Ukrainian minister earlier in the day claimed that the proposed economic deal with US was in the final stages with nearly all key details finalized. It was revealed by Ukraine's Deputy Prime Ministers for European and Euro-Atlantic Integrations and Justice Minister Olha Stefanishyna earlier today. We are committed to completing this swiftly to proceed with its signature, Stefanishyna wrote on X. That's all from us tonight, and we thank you for joining our program.